Yo, what's going on, Phillies fans, and welcome back to the better late than never version of the Fighting's Final here on the It's a Wrap Sports. Your boy Matty B on the call. I apologize. Life comes at you fast. Sometimes you got to do a lot of dipsy doing in order to kind of get through it, but I did, and I'm here. That got to count for something, right? Phillies today, huge win, 6-3. 6-3 over the San Francisco Giants, or 6-4, sorry. 6-4 over the San Francisco Giants, salvaging this series with the split, and Chris Sanchez comes out and does a career best 12 strikeouts as he pitched 7 very strong, fluid innings, gave up 4 hits, 3 runs. 2 of them were earned, 1 walk, and 12 Ks. He did give up the home run a stabilizing pitching effort, which was definitely needed by Sanchez today to try to get the Phillies back in the win column and maybe make him start feel a little bit better about themselves in the situation that the team is in. Do you come out of this series feeling vindicated? Do you come out of this series feeling better about the Phillies with the win today as we get ready to welcome in the Marlins on Friday? Or do you come out of this series still kind of struggling with what the Phillies are in terms of their identity and what kind of talent was really on this team? Brandon Marsh hurt himself, I guess, last night in that game where he went one way, the ball went another way, twisted his knee, allegedly, was pulled off, and basically was told that he's not going to play again until he has a doctor's appointment, which I don't know, we're in 3rd grade now, but so he was out. Nick Castellanos at one point left the game with an injury as well. So did this win come at a price? The team is struggling, but did this win cost them even more? But 6-4 final score today. Phillies salvaged the series. They split with the Giants. Adam says, nice to see you too, Adam. I appreciate you tuning in again. Again, welcome to the better late than never version of the Fighting's Final here on the It's a Wrap Sports Network with your boy Matty B on the call. Starward says, good game. Yeah, it was. It was a good game, but it did have its moments, man. It had the very explosive first inning, and then they kind of lulled themselves right back into another listless offensive performance for most of the game, and then got some insurance later on. But can we expect a Chris Sanchez performance from our starting pitcher every time out? And the starting pitching of this team has never really, in my opinion, come into question. I'm not really concerned about it holistically, but as this season does wear on, you're going to have to get something more offensively. This team has got to figure out more consistent offense. They can't go to sleep for 7 innings. They can't go to sleep for 4 innings and expect to win games because they're not going to get the pitching at some point. And fortunately for today, in those god-awful powder blue uniforms, the Phillies did get the pitching as Sanchez pitched a gem. Career high in strikeouts today, 12. The AOPT may be for a shrink, or it might be one of those phantom injuries right there, Steve. Do you think that this is a way for them to kind of get him out of the limelight for a little bit, get him out of the spotlight without necessarily having to make a drastic roster move? I mean, if he does go on the IL, it frees up a roster spot without sending him down and burning up one of his minor league options. So I don't know, man. If this was Game 6 of the World Series, would he be playing today? Probably would be. And if he wasn't stinking up the joint, probably would be as well. But whatever gets them to sleep at night, I guess, or whatever gets Brandon Marsh to sleep at night. Sanchez was great. He was outstanding. Solid day for a pitcher who has a lot to prove this year. Given that big contract extension, could he replicate his success of 2024? And thus far, he has. It's been very stabilizing. Sanchez is coming to the peak. Yeah, but we talked about, listen, again, just stop, man. Last year, we were talking about the same thing about pre-London Suarez, and then look what happened there. The season's got a long way to go. Long way to go. But you got to take it where you can get it, and today Sanchez gave it to him. 6-4 winners today. 7 strong, solid innings. Sanchez set a career high of 12 strikeouts. It's his 4th time in his career he has had double-digit strikeouts in a game, and the last time was exactly 1 year ago today. Look at Star Wars dropping the knowledge on us tonight about the history of one Christopher Sanchez. way too into it. So I wasn't even tracking that. I saw Marsh is getting an X-ray on his knee. Hopefully, he'll be out for a while now. Is it are we calling this now the James Bradbury derangement syndrome? Is this what we're going to call this with Brandon Marsh? The shell game? Are we going to start playing that? Is he going to be transferred to the 10-day or start on the 7-day, go to the 10-day, get transferred to the 60-day IL at some point so the Phillies can save an option on him, but free up his roster spot? I mean, hey, whatever works. Whatever gets this situation resolved, because we can't continue on the way it is. Whatever works, whatever they can do. Maybe they made a phone call to Howie Roseman and he gave him that suggestion. I don't know, but whatever works, let's go do it. Nolan needs to do a way better job of pitching the contact and not so K dependent. Yeah, he's trying to overpower a lot of hitters this early on this season. He's over pitching in some aspects, Steve. He's trying to rely on his heat. He's trying to rely on his gas. He doesn't use the breaking stuff as much, and when he does use it, it's hanging. I agree. He needs to get back to the filthy Nola that we've all fell in love with years ago. I agree with you. All right, so Phillies 6-4 winners today, improved down to 11-8 on the season, salvaged the series. They didn't win it; they salvaged it, split 2 games apiece. Here on the It's a Wrap Sports Network, again, I'm getting ready to go on vacation. That's right, Matty B is popping out of here for a little while. Starting on Saturday morning, I'll be in Florida, but that's not going to stop me from being a purveyor of the Fighting's Final. My show is on hiatus now until the 27th, but I will be doing Fighting's Final action for you intermediately as I go through vacation. Tomorrow on the network, we welcome the Marlins in, and then here is your lineup for the Marlins series. Friday's Big Al, which actually might be me. I might be stepping in for Al tomorrow. We'll find out a little bit more later on. Mike Laurel on Saturday and Pat Bernard on Sunday. There's your Fighting's Final lineup for the Marlins series. As we maybe we can build upon that and we can come out. I mean, do we need a sweep? Is it sweep time? Does Phillies fans get off the Phillies back if the Marlins come in here and we sweep them right back out? Do we get off the Phillies backs? I say no, because I want to see it against a team that we're actually might face in October, not a team that's going to be faded out of there by July. But you take it where you can get it with this team so far this year. And today was a stabilizing performance from the offense. Again, no, not the offense, but stabilizing performance, dominating performance by the pitching, and a decent performance by the offense, but they still fell asleep for large swaths of this game, and they got to figure out how to be more consistent. And if they do figure out how to be more consistent, it'll be the first time in, 3 years that they've worked all that out. So let's head over to the box scores now, as I'm up against a little bit. I got to get off here in 20 minutes so you guys can enjoy the attacking third in its entirety. But so let's go to the box scores. The Giants on the day, 4 runs, 6 hits, and an error. The Phillies, 6 runs, 6 hits, and 2 errors. 2. That's terrible. Offensive standouts, again, another new lineup focused by the Phillies. They still have only done the same lineup for 3 games all season. Offensive standouts, got to give Kyle Schwarber, who just continues to hit, 284 now in the season, being the most consistent bat in this lineup for the past, season and 19 games. Was 2 for 3 today with the run. Got the scoring going early in this game in the first quarter, in the first inning with the RBI, knocking in 2. Just another solid day for Schwarber. Guess where he was batting? He was batting 4th, man. Maximize them RBI opportunities. He's the most consistent bat in your lineup right now. There's no reason Kyle Schwarber should ever see the leadoff spot until he starts struggling. If Kyle Schwarber goes into a slump, like an over 30, then yeah, move him back to leadoff. But until then, leave him alone where he's at. As he had another huge night, 2 for 3. He was the biggest offensive stalwart for the Phillies. Max Kepler, another 0 for, as his average has dropped down to 228. Alec Boehm got a hit today, a hit and an RBI. His average is up to 173, and he's back down to batting 8th. Yesterday was 6th, today's 8th. Is tomorrow 6th? Are we doing that? Are we going every other game as he juggles around the lineup? And Johan Rojas, who now that Marsh might be down, are they going to make a roster move? Are we going? They're going to have to do something with Marsh, right? Do you designate him on the IL? I mean, we got to free up that spot. We can't just be living with Rojas out there. I would rather have Marsh than Rojas playing every day. Honestly, Yeah, I'd rather have Marsh than Rojas every day. So they gotta figure something out. The big day for Chapman on the Giants, 2 for 4. He got the run. He had the home run as well, and the 3 RBIs. That was the big blast, big shot for the Giants in this game. So he was your offensive standout in San Francisco. Pitching Sanchez again, seven very dominant complete innings. Gets the win today. 2-0 now on the year. 4 hits or 4 runs. 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, a walk, 12 strikeouts, and he gave up a home run. Hicks for the Giants, 7 innings of very wonky in and out ball. It was up, he was down, he was up, he was down. Phillies left him off the hook a couple times, as they typically do to these teams. But 6 hits, 5 runs. They were all earned, 4 strikeouts, 4 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Miller and Rogers pitching in relief in the losing cause for the Giants. Kerkering, who gets to hold a good inning, 1 good inning, 2 strikeouts, and Alvarado, who gets the save, comes in and gives up a run. Of course, he's not going to make it easy, as Alvarado always does struggle, but we found a way to win. At least, I guess you don't put Alvarado in the 9th when you only have a 1-run lead, but the Phillies found a way to win. The Phillies left how many runners on base? Only 4 runners on base today, but a 3 for 10 with runners in scoring position, as that continues to struggle. The Giants left 5 on base, and they were 1 for 2 with runners in scoring position. The Phillies did get a stolen base today, as Rojas was able to swipe one, but he did get, and they also, Turner got picked off, and Turner got caught stealing as well. So interesting day for Trey Turner on the base paths. The Giants were, as I said, 5 on base. They did not actually have anybody stealing. No stolen bases, no attempts, no caught, no nothing. As I guess the BCIB was in full effect today. He's not hitting, so you might as well. Maybe he's working on his. Maybe JT has centered all his ability on the defensive side, as he was 0 for 3 at the plate with a walk and 3 strikeouts. His average down to 214. Now we're going to ride Marsh and very, very deservedly so. But when are some of the attention going to start being paid at JT Realmuto and his 214 batting average? When are we going to start sort of, turning our sights at him as he continues his absolute offensive anemia through the last 2 seasons, to be honest with you. But all in all, a good day for the Phillies in those god-awful powder blue uniforms, and they win 6-4, splitting the series with the Giants. Next up, them pesky Marlins, as they will join. So we go from the god-awful powder blues to the terribly horrible City Connects. Ooh. Uniform hell right now for the Phillies. Can Walker pitch good Saturday? He can. Will he is the big question, though. Phil's a constructed peak late last June, downfall from here until stuff changes. I agree, Steve. I don't think this is you don't go into this kind of a slump for this long of a time frame without it meaning something more than a slump. This is not a slump that the Phillies have been involved in since last June. This is who they are. And if they don't change who they are, they will not come out of this. And I agree 100%. You can call it a slump all you want if this was the 19 games into the season. And this was, I said this last time on my own show. If this came out of nowhere and we're like, oh my God, what the hell? What happened to Brandon Marsh? Why is Alec Bohm struggling? Why is all this stuff happening now? And why is all this stuff happening at this stage of the season? Yeah, then maybe you can start hanging your hat on the fact that it's a slump. But this has been who they've been since mid-June. That's not a slump, man. That's an identity. And until things do change, which, of course, they missed a golden opportunity to change those things in that pesky offseason, where teams have a tendency to change things. The Phillies didn't do anything. But until they do that, Steve, I agree with you. It's going to go down from here. And I don't think, and I didn't think heading into the season they were a 90-win team. I didn't think heading into the season they were a World Series contender. I thought 88, wild card, and there. And now I'm like kind of, teetering on that 88-win plateau. So you're right, though, Steve. You're right. I saw Nola fastball average 93 miles an hour, but this year it's only at 90. Is the year he dropped off, definitely. It's 80, 90, 89. I saw it, 88. There's been games. His breaking stuff's not breaking. It's just hanging. Yeah, Nola's in a way right now, and he says he's not hurting. He says he's fine. He says he's slumping. He says he's going to be fine, and we'll see. And then maybe if the temperatures warm up over 80 degrees, as everybody seems to think that that's going to be the magic elixir, the guys, I mean, maybe we can wrap him in like a suit, where there's like a constant temperature of 80 degrees and he's, pitching like that. So maybe that's the next step to do, is to warm him up. All right. So here on the It's a Wrap Sports Network, don't forget, we got a ton of exciting programming here in store for you tonight. Now, this show should have been on about 2 hours ago, but it wasn't because I just got home. But immediately following this, at the top of the hour, you got the Attacking Third with Steve Fuentes and Pat Bernard. They will be here to bring you the latest and the greatest on Union, MLS, and everything soccer. So make sure you're not going absolutely anywhere after I get off the air, because they will follow me directly. Saturday morning at 9, Pat Bernard will be back flying solo for the wraparound this week, as we're going to give everybody the Sunday morning off for Easter. So Pat's going to do the wraparound on Saturday this weekend instead, and he'll recap you and everything that was your Philadelphia Sports Week. We got a big time week coming up here with the draft and all that. And then starting on May 4th, your Sunday mornings will never be the same again, as Pat and Mike return, along with Al Safiri behind the glass, for the PNM and the AM show, making its return to the airwaves and its debut on the It's a Wrap Sports Network. So big things are brewing here on the network. And then, of course, my show every Sunday through Thursday, The Final Word, which, again, is on hiatus until April 27th, until I get back from vacation. So I deserve a vacation, don't I? 89, 91 was the last, he was at LSU when he was projected at number 3, which is what he is now. But Steve, I mean, you're talking apples and oranges. You're talking about a pitcher that at that time was on his way up, who hadn't really gotten major league pitching coaching yet. And now we're talking about a pitcher that might be on his way down. And it never works out when they're on their way down. The only pitcher I've seen to successfully navigate a decrease in velocity and a decrease in his hard stuff was Smoltz. And the only way that he kind of dealt with that was going to the bullpen. Now, is that an option for Aaron Nola? Do we potentially move him to the bullpen, make him the closer in the new bullpen with Rose once we fire Rob Thompson? Does Aaron Nola become the new closer in order to try to save him? But the only pitcher I've ever seen successfully navigate the decline of his stuff was Smoltz. So, I hope I hope I'm wrong. I hope you're wrong, and that this is just a blip. But you're starting to think maybe, just maybe, it's reality. Hope Parade, Bowman, another hit. He did it in RBI. Woohoo! Reunited, and it feels so good. Yeah, they're going to be back on Sunday mornings on May 4th. So strap in, strap on, put your hands and feet inside the car at all times. It'll be fun. Sanchez got 11 of the strikeouts on changeups and through changeups. 50 of 97 pitches. He also was working some of that fastball, man. Fastball stuff was really working a lot, too. Jamie Moyer didn't pitch fast. He was around for a while. Yeah, but Jamie Moyer never pitched fast. Jamie Moyer always had a command of his breaking stuff. Jamie Moyer was a 5-pitch guy who did not rely on his fastball. And Aaron Nola has maybe not the way he should have, but Nola needs his fastball. And I've not, Nola doesn't trust his breaking stuff. Maybe that's a problem too. Now, Moyer was never a flamethrower, right? Moyer always had breaking stuff. He always had stuff in his arsenal that he always would work it in. I mean, we can go Phil Joe Niekro as well, who pitched till they were 75 years old because they threw nothing but breaking balls. My point is this, Adam, the only pitcher I've ever seen who started out as a solid bona fide 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, Smoltz, who could throw 95, 96, 97 miles an hour. When he lost that, he was able to translate his game and push it over and use the other pitches out of the bullpen. I'm just saying that's the only time I've seen a pitcher. Hell, the greatest left-hander in history of baseball became nothing when his fastball went. Steve Carlton was a joke for the last 3 years he was in the league because he just didn't know when to hang it up or he couldn't convert. So my point is that Nola's in a very slippery place if his velocity is indeed on the way down. And then, of course, yes, Frank Tanana. Yeah, it goes without saying there, Steve. Matty B said set closer, and when Robbie was fired, you're making my night. Yeah, I don't think Rob survives. I don't think Rob Thompson survives. We can put the Rob Thompson. I think the Rob Thompson watch has officially begun. I honestly believe that. And if they would have lost this game tonight, maybe it gets exemplified. He's not getting fired in April. He's not. That's not going to happen. That shows that song is going to change tune in May. And right around that time where they cut ties with Girardi at the end of May, early June of 2022, if we're still floundering right now, I 100% guarantee you Rob Thompson will be fired. I 100% guarantee you that. And I just don't think they can continue on from being that type of continuing down this path. They're going to have to make a change. That'd be shit. Might as well just hire. I don't know, man. Those boys wouldn't last a day with me, or I wouldn't last a day with them. It would be a bad relationship. Smoltz with the bullpen in a couple years. Like, come on, yeah, but he was Mike. Why are you freaking fighting me on this? All right, why are you fighting me on this? My point being, if Nola can't figure it out, if Nola can't start trusting his pitches and what Steve says, pitch to contact, not try to overpitch stuff. If he consistently is going to rely on a fastball that's losing velocity, then his career is over. And if he can't kind of, either adjust the way he's pitching, or if the Phillies adjust the way he's pitching and put him in the bullpen, something. Good God, man. Why I'm not fighting you on John Smoltz? It was an analogy to a bigger situation here, all right, with Aaron Nola. The Phillies are bums. Yeah, well, they haven't been playing well. All right, let's head back to the show because I'm running out of time. Let's get to the Broad Street bottom line. Yeah. Broad Street bottom line, this game for me was the dominant effort of Chris Sanchez. 12 strikeouts, a new career high. Really kept the Giants at bay when the offense, again, kind of disappeared for large stretches of time. This is a slippery slope as well. Until the Phillies can figure out consistent offensive input or output, you can't rely on a 12 strikeout performance from your starter every game out. You can't get a Chris Sanchez start tonight every time out. This offense is not fixed. Today's effort against the Giants was good, and they were definitely aided with a dominant performance from Christopher Sanchez. Maybe his best effort as a Philadelphia Phillies starting pitching, unless Michael Kaepernick wants to fight me on that. But 12 strikeouts, a new career high, really saved the day for the Phillies. Stabilizing effort, maybe sort of covered up some of the still glaring problems with this offense. But the Broad Street bottom line for me today, Chris Sanchez was a dominant figure in today's win. And there you have it, the Broad Street bottom line, brought to you by the good folks here at the Edge of Philly Sports Network. Let's go around the bases. All right, let's go around the bases on this, what are we, a Friday night? Good God, man. Friday night, games that are currently, let's go with the games that are done. Games that have come to an end. It was 6-4 Diamondbacks over the Marlins. It was 1-0 Pirates over the Nationals, 11-7 Mariners over the Reds, and it was the A's all over the White Sox, 8-0. Games that are still in progress. It is 6-2 Orioles over the Guardians, 4-0 Tigers over the Royals, 3-3 Yankees and Rays are in the top of the sixth. These games are all still happening. Did I say the Guardians and Orioles is 6-2 in the top of the ninth? It's 4-0 Tigers over the Royals in the top of the eighth. It is 3-3 Yankees Rays in the top of the sixth. It is 4-1 Mets all over the Cardinals in the bottom of the sixth. 4-1 Rangers over the Angels in the end of the third. And that's it. And then we have our game here today, Phillies 6-4 winners in South Philadelphia. And there is your schedule in Major League Baseball this Thursday, heading round the bases. Stott's been doing well. No, man, Stott's not a leadoff hitter. He's not. I am with you. Nola is a closer or trader. But yeah, find something. If he cannot pitch to contact, they got to try to find something to kind of jumpstart his career. Can football come back, please? The Eagles are two-peating. The Eagles don't have a snowball's chance in hell of repeating as Super Bowl champions. You heard that here first. With this, the way the defense is, yeah, good luck. Luckily, only the Mets are our only good team in the division besides us. The Mets are good. You're wrong. The Braves are a very good team. Maddie, have a great vacation. Enjoy it. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate your support. Ricky is watching. Ricky, you're the man. The varsity bottom line. I was fighting you about Smalls. I was just remembering he went back as a starter. LOL. I got you, man. It's all good, Mike. Stott isn't entirely too slow of a bat. He needs teacherman hitting. Stott needs to be in the bottom of the lineup, 7, 8, 9 in that area. I think Stott is not a leadoff hitter. He's never going to be a leadoff hitter, and you're right. His bat speed is way too slow. All right, guys, that's going to do it. I am up against the attacking third. Please do not move. Do not change that dial, and make sure you're coming right back here for the attacking third in about 30 seconds. And then tomorrow here on the network, it might be me coming in for this one. So hold on to that, but I might be coming in to do the Fightins final tomorrow night. Big Al or Mike is on Saturday and Pat is on Sunday. By the way, I'm 6-1 now as your host of the Fightins final, running away with it in the early going. If you just must know. So you guys have a great rest of your night and a pleasant tomorrow. And before I leave, I got to hear from one person. Harry the K, man, what you got?